So once again, we're not too bad about getting photos, but we're really horrid about getting explanatory video when we're doing something.
So today we are going on a ride to Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park.
Yep.
Trucks rumbling, coffee in hand, had a plan, yeah. This was the plan. We're rolling into the story, winging it naturally. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of wait and see if it all goes sideways, yeah. That's where we shine. Oh yeah, so buckle up, hang on. You're riding this ride with me.
We renewed our
Yeah, we got a new annual pass.
got a new annual pass.
A new Eagle Pass, yay. Because ours had expired.
Yeah.
And went in and went to the South Rim Visitor Center. So it's about 50 miles from the Thousand Trails to the Visitor Center.
I was not expecting it to be that long. I know that you knew that.
I
right?
did not know that. I thought it was like, 20 miles. I didn't know it was 50 miles.
So we had a pretty long drive. So we get to Gunnison,
To the national park.
to the national park,
Yeah.
and we started visiting some overlooks. Now, one of the things is that we had hoped to do a little bit of hiking, but it was unseasonably warm. Later in the week, it dropped down into the 70s.
Yeah.
But the days that we were doing this, it was in the mid 90s, and at 7, 8, 9,000 feet,
Yeah.
that sun gets really bright and really hard on you.
And we did have the intention of going back the next weekend
Right.
to the national park and hike. That unfortunately did not happen. So we didn't actually get to hike. Well, we're going to have to go back because it's
yeah.
incredible.
And the campground, we would go back to that.
Yeah, we would go back to the campground too. I mean, they're not hiding the fact there's no cell service. They have strong Wi-Fi near all of their buildings, and great Starlink. Like we Starlinked and did,
Right.
calling over Wi-Fi and worked.
Right.
So
But- The 50 miles to
that was a little bit of a shock.
to the national park was a little bit of a shock. Fortunately, we had a GPS that had all the maps loaded,
Yeah.
right? Because if you had just been navigating with your phone, depending on your signal, you may or may not have been able to navigate
That
very
is
well.
true.
Right?
Yeah.
So something to know, if you're going to go, download your maps beforehand.
Yeah, and we did not have cellular service the entire 50. We had it on sporadically
Right.
throughout the entire 50 miles. Now, once you get to the national park, we had plenty of cell phone service. I mean, I was posting things on Facebook.
Right, right. So you do have it in national park. Front visitor, or the first visitor center we went to.
We went to that overlook with the sign first,
Right.
and stopped there because there's a pit toilet and
Beginning of hiking trails and some great views of the
oh
mountains.
yeah.
We did see, right, as a cautionary tale, we were taking turns going in and out.
Hiking down off of the paved paths so that we could look at the actual cliff edge, right? There's no guardrail, so if you have kids, be careful. But so my sister and I were hiking down. We hiked down for a while and then came back up, and then Matt and I were going to go down and take photos, or was it the opposite way? It may have been the opposite way. I think Stephanie was with me. But we saw a lady fall.
Yeah, she and her husband and dogs, they were going for a hike. Get ready, obviously go off for a hike. Had backpacks on 9 yards, and just the steps, the rock steps coming right off the parking lot. She just slipped right off of them and got pulled down, and we were worried she was hurt. Really hurt.
Because
I'm sure that she
6 feet.
I'm sure that she was hurt, but she bounced back up.
Yeah, I saw her later, and she said bruised, mostly ego.
Right. Okay.
And they had beautiful dogs, very well mannered, much better than ours. And her dog, when she hit the deck, sat right next to her. I was so impressed.
Yeah. So just cautionary, right? I mean, it's wild and woolly out there.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
But-
it's nature.
But great overpass, right?
And
Beautiful
the views
pictures.
down at the Gunnison River were gorgeous from there.
Right.
And there's some really pretty like areas that you can sit on to take pictures and stuff at that very first overlook. And plus, there is areas that if you're in like a Class C or a Class B that you could park. I wouldn't be bringing our trailer or a Class A into that area.
No.
There's just not parking for that. They do park buses and stuff there too, but that would be my choice, is to not take them in at all.
Right.
So that was really good. Then we went to the South Rim Visitor Center.
Right.
Pretty
good sized parking lot.
Yeah, got our magnet and our stickers, and did the stuff that we normally do at visitor centers. Ada and Daisy got to walk around outside.
I was really afraid of snakes, so it kept them on a very short lead. It was dog friendly in the parking lot area, and just off. Once you get down, I think once you actually got onto the trails, they said no dogs, just wildlife and things like that. So that was beautiful. They had, at that second one, they had a nice little overlook. Something that I saw when I was walking was someone was coming back up with a private guide who took them down to a base or down out 4 or 5 miles and back.
I wonder if that was the one down to the bottom of there's a lottery thing that you can do for tickets to go all the way down to the river and come up. And it's like 8 people a day get to go.
Yeah.
And I think Ira and Irene did that on their channel. Looks really cool. Neither one of us are really healthy enough to do that.
No.
Maybe next year.
But you can rent private guides.
You can't. Yeah. They definitely have guide, like ranger led excursions down into the canyon. Yeah, that was really cool. I thought it was really neat that there was a lot of tourists there, and a lot of people that spoke German there when we were there, which I thought was personally pretty cool.
Something that, if you have a longer vehicle, it's not obvious pulling in, but when you pull into the first parking lot and you head towards the visitor center, then it's kind of in a V, and the visitor center is at the point of the V. If you come back to this side, they have bus and RV parking.
Yeah.
Mostly meant for tour buses of school kids, right?
I would say tour buses, yeah.
But there is a longer vehicle, so if you did drive in with a longer vehicle, maybe a C, or a Super C, right?
Yeah.
There's a place for you to park. You don't have to try and park out by the front.
Yeah. They have long vehicle parking for sure.
So that was cool. At that point, we drove a little bit further.
We went to
one more pull off.
Was it Bishop's Point, I think is the name of it.
Right.
And Stephanie and I walked all the way out to the point.
Right.
Matt stayed with the girls, and then
Ada, there were enough. It's dog friendly in this area. A lot of people have dogs. It's hot, so people aren't leaving their animals in their RVs. Ada just was losing her cotton picking mind, and so we couldn't take Ada out because she just was being so anxious and afraid of other dogs.
And Daisy was just happy-go-lucky Daisy.
Yep. So we had to have someone stay in the car.
Right. Well, and we wanted someone in the car so that my dad walked out a little bit with us. Manicured paths when you start going out there, on the flat part where the picnic benches are, and then not manicured paths after that. Like, we were scrambling over rocks, so we had Dad stay at that point, and then eventually he walked back in to be with Matt.
Right.
But yeah, there's no way he could have gone all the way out where Stephanie and I went.
Right. So gorgeous. Definitely okay for some limited mobility. I wouldn't call it. The visitor center certainly was wheelchair accessible.
And the path at the top of the first overlook was.
Right.
But even this one, if it was somebody in a wheelchair, they would not have been able to go even as far as Dad did.
Right. Right. So know that you're not completely shut out, but you're obviously not completely wheelchair accessible.
Right.
So at that point, it had been a long day. We it ended up being at the end of a work day, and we kind of left a little early. I think it was Friday that we went to that one.
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
So we were hungry because we hadn't expected it to be an hour drive there and back and all the other stuff.
Well, and the heat takes a lot out of my dad. So
he takes a lot out of me. So we came back. We intended to go back. That didn't happen, but it would definitely be something that
we're going to go back again.
Right.
We really enjoyed the area.
Yeah.
I really liked the campground.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's your typical Thousand Trails, but it was nice.
Yeah.
The people were incredible, and Gunnison. I want to spend time in Gunnison.
Yeah. Yeah, some hiking in around Gunnison would be nice.
They have a really nice so they have a nice main street, which is their main drag too. So it's a very busy main street. They do a lot of art festivals and things like that on the weekend, and they have a lot of little, boutique businesses. Like they have a really nice dog store, and they have a bicycle place that's also a coffee bar. They have a roaster down there.
Right.
So their main street has a lot of things, antique shops if you're into that. We live in an RV, so we don't buy antiques, and we don't.
We are antiques.
We are antiques. We don't need to buy any. We are the antiques in this case. So yeah, but nice places you can walk around and do stuff.
Yeah, definitely would be nice to go back, especially. I mean, the second week we were there and the temperature was in the 70s was lovely.
I don't remember the second week we were there.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was the national park.
Yeah. So and then on Saturday we did stuff around the campgrounds
because of the plant show.
Yeah. So we were going to go to Crested Butte, and we decided to not because it was the wildflower festival was going on Saturday, and we just decided it was going to be too much of a zoo trying to walk around Crested Butte with Dad and 100,000 of our closest friends. So we didn't go up there on Saturday, and we just kind of hung around the camper and did stuff together.
Right.
And then on Sunday, we ended up going to Crested Butte anyways. Did not go to where the festival was. Just we went up to the ski area, and there's a garden up there that we just kind of walked through that's on the side of the road, and had a great time just driving up to Crested Butte. Looking for the ski lifts.
I forgot.
Because my sister and I were like, this is a ski valley, where are the lifts? They do a really good job of hiding their lifts so you don't see them. When you're coming in from the valley up onto the mountain, when you're coming the other direction, you can see the lifts. But we were like, how did they get up there to ski? Can't all be hella ski. And the two of us thinking, we're going to go skiing someday, which I can guarantee you is not happening now.
Yep. So, Crested Butte was beautiful. We got some great scenery. Bikes all over the place, bike trails.
If I go back up, I might even load my bike into the back of the thing to ride around. It was every bit the gorgeous ski village that you expect it to be. And the wildflowers were all in bloom. It was incredible.
Yeah. And they had great bike paths and bike lanes and just really, really gorgeous. And I looked at some of the roads and I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not driving this in the snow. Right, because there were a couple of turns on that in the truck were scary.
Yeah, and like some of them were so steep that you're like, how do the people that live up there, the 42 houses, right? How do they get down in the winter?
Right.
But it was beautiful.
Yep.
Sunday was our last planned family outing because Dad and Stephanie were leaving to go back to Texas on Monday. So we got back to the rig, had a nice quiet evening together, and started preparing for them leaving the next morning. And then to find out why they were still with us almost a week later, you're going to need to watch next week's video. to find out more about the awesome things that are available in Gunnison, some of which are world class, most of which are world class, and why we're back in Texas and not still in Colorado.
So like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
I've been so many places, I've seen them all with open eyes. Seen islands, open spaces, Serengeti sun slowly rise. All these memories, I hold them near me when I sail the Aegean Sea. But there's one place for me. Take me to the place where I come from, the only place where I really belong. Take me 'cause this voyage seems so long. Back to you. Ooh. Back to you.